Hello, my name is Jamie Westfold, and this is my short presentation on my research paper I wrote for info220. It's a brief exploration of map usage. And thanks for following along as I walk you through my very short summary of what occurred and what I learned from my research. I'll begin this presentation with a short introduction and literature review, emphasis on the short. We'll begin with a picture of glorious downtown Redwood City captured through Google Maps, with a focus on the local Caltrain station. This is a common site in this area and is often used for navigating it and for telling how long it'll take from get to location A to location B, which can be a big deal when there's traffic or you're planning on meeting people at a certain time for, say, a Pokemon Go activity, which is a very common occurrence within my friends group. The paper plans on focusing on three main goals. I would ask what maps the people I'm talking to utilize, where they find these maps, and try to identify how they use them and for which situations they use them in, depending on what it may be. Now for the literature review, we'll start with Aber 2017, where maps are graphical tools for conveying spatial knowledge, which identifies what maps are and explains the many uses that we're going to have for them in navigating. And then I'll go on to talk about how smartphones and digital maps have given rise to making it very accessible for anyone to find out where they're going at a moment's notice and on the fly, whereas physical maps required much more preparation and thought into how one would use them. Now there are some new terms that I learned while in this class, and that neography, which involved map making going away from the professional cartographers and being in the hands of programmers and other people who are working on developing these maps. There's also neocartography, which is a newer one where maps are created by groups of people, largely informally, for many different uses. This is an example of a crowdsourced map that was created by fans of the Pokemon Go game using a Google setup to locate gyms and Pokestops for easier navigation when going from one raid or looking for certain Pokemon. My research methods were very simple, conducted with informal conversations and interviews. They were done in person over Skype, or when I posted a short post asking for responses over Discord outlined with the questions I was interested in and the answers. I then would contact people for further explanations of what they said, which I then translated into my research. Much to my surprise, my results showed a common theme, with Google Maps being the dominant method for everyday navigation. I interviewed a few extra people, going to 8 instead of the usual 5. Out of the 8 people I talked to, 6 of them primarily used Google Maps for their everyday navigation needs, if they're trying to go to a new place, or just trying to tell how long it was going to take from getting from one location to another. 2 outliers were one Greek dentist, who used a different form of GPS, and my friend in Omsk, who has a Russian app that they claimed had better details than Google Maps for them, and was more of a tour guide than just a simple map. And they utilize those, and that is demonstrated in this very simple pie map. Here is what the map my friend uses in Omsk looks like. And according to them, they learned about it through acquaintances and just got used to using it and have kept using it. When it came to using maps for fun, the results were more varied than just primarily Google Maps. Some people would use local guidebooks for finding local attractions. Others would use maps from books they're reading or Wikipedia for some kind of circumstances of what the books they're reading about and get an idea of the area. Others would use them for, like this Pokemon Go app I have just as an example here. And another one would download astral and galactic maps to analyze for their hobbies. From these short, informal interviews, I've come to the conclusion that there is space for helping people with local maps of interest. That could be trails and parks where this cool playground is, or special ones for fan communities made by members of that group to assist other people in their interests. And there's lots of other room to expand there. And yep, thank you for listening.